Outback Steakhouse brands itself as an Australian-themed steakhouse with bold flavors and quality ingredients. Current and former employees are revealing the reality behind the Aussie marketing and sizzling presentations. The "No Rules, Just Right" slogan masks significant quality compromises on many menu items while the steaks get the attention. The seafood, pasta, and appetizers often use frozen components and shortcuts that undermine the steakhouse positioning. You walk into Outback expecting quality steaks, fresh seafood, and Australian-inspired cooking with premium ingredients. The reality is mixed at best. The steaks are generally decent, but everything else ranges from questionable to problematic. The focus on steak quality leaves other items as afterthoughts, using frozen seafood, pre-made sauces, and cost-cutting measures that don't match premium steakhouse pricing. The high-volume steakhouse operation creates pressure on quality. Outback serves hundreds of customers nightly with limited kitchen staff and tight profit margins on everything except steaks. This pressure means sides get made from mixes, appetizers arrive frozen, and seafood quality suffers from being secondary at a beef-focused restaurant. The pricing doesn't always reflect actual ingredient quality. Outback charges $15 to $30 for entrees using frozen lobster, powder mixes for sides, and pre-breaded frozen appetizers. The markup is substantial on items costing them a fraction of menu prices, while customers assume steakhouse quality applies to everything on the menu. The Australian theme is pure marketing without substance. Nothing about Outback is authentically Australian. The recipes, ingredients, and cooking methods are standard American casual dining disguised with Aussie names. The Bloomin' Onion and Outback imagery create atmosphere while hiding ordinary frozen convenience food. Today, we're counting down the 10 worst foods to buy at Outback, according to employees who work the kitchens and know what really happens. From seafood that arrives frozen to sides made from powder to appetizers that are completely processed, these menu items represent why you should stick to steak at steakhouses. And stick around until the end. We've got 3 bonus items that even regular Outback customers don't know are problems. The bonus revelations about the signature bread will surprise you. Once you understand these employee insights, you'll order very differently at Outback. Number 10. Grilled shrimp on the Barbie. This Australian-themed seafood is problematic at a steakhouse. The shrimp arrive frozen in bags from food service suppliers, not fresh from seafood markets. Employees reveal Outback isn't equipped for proper seafood handling, the focus is beef, and shrimp is an afterthought ordered frozen for convenience. The shrimp quality is standard frozen shrimp from industrial suppliers. These are farm-raised shrimp that have been frozen for shipping and storage, not fresh caught. Shrimp the Barbie barbecue description suggests. The texture suffers from freezing with the rubbery consistency of frozen seafood rather than fresh. The thawing process is concerning. During busy dinner periods, shrimp might be thawed too quickly or incompletely, creating food safety risks. Proper seafood thawing requires time and temperature control that doesn't always happen during dinner rushes at steakhouses. The seasoning attempts to hide quality. The remoulade sauce and heavy seasoning exist to mask the frozen shrimp taste and texture. Fresh quality shrimp needs minimal seasoning. When heavily sauced, it's usually covering inferior frozen seafood. The pricing is exploitative. Outback charges $16 for frozen shrimp entrees, or $5 to add shrimp to steaks, but frozen shrimp costs them maybe $2 or $3 per serving. You're paying steakhouse prices for frozen seafood that you could buy at grocery stores and prepare better at home. Former employees report they'd never order shrimp at Outback. The frozen quality, questionable thawing, and seafood handling at a beef-focused restaurant make it the worst seafood choice. Order shrimp at seafood restaurants, not steakhouses where it's clearly an afterthought to core beef offerings. Number 9. Alice Springs Chicken. This popular chicken dish has multiple quality issues. The chicken is frozen chicken breast that gets thawed and cooked, not fresh chicken prepared to order. Employees reveal the honey mustard sauce is pre-made from suppliers, the mushrooms are from cans, and the bacon is pre-cooked from packages. The chicken quality is standard frozen chicken breast from food service suppliers. The breast has been processed with added water and sodium for weight and moisture. It's not premium chicken. It's the same frozen chicken used at countless casual dining chains. The honey mustard sauce is from containers. It's not made fresh from honey, mustard, and mayo. It's industrial sauce from bulk containers supplied to Outback locations. The sauce is designed for consistency, not fresh flavor. The mushrooms are canned. The sautéed mushrooms topping the chicken are from cans, not fresh mushrooms sliced and cooked to order. Canned mushrooms have mushy texture and metallic taste compared to fresh mushrooms properly prepared. The bacon is pre-cooked from packages. The bacon strips on top are reheated pre-cooked bacon, not fresh bacon cooked to order. Pre-cooked bacon has limp texture and lacks the crispiness of freshly cooked bacon. The cheese is pre-shredded. The Monterey Jack and cheddar cheese come pre-shredded in bags with anti-caking agents. The cheese doesn't melt properly because of the added starches preventing clumping in bags. Former employees report Alice Springs Chicken is assembly of convenience products: frozen chicken, bottled sauce, canned mushrooms, pre-cooked bacon, bagged cheese. You're paying $17 to $19 for a microwave assembly of frozen and canned ingredients. Make it better at home for $1. The cost. Number 8. Coconut shrimp. This appetizer is entirely frozen product. The coconut shrimp arrive frozen and pre-breaded in boxes from suppliers. Employees reveal there's no fresh shrimp breading happening at Outback. These are frozen coconut shrimp pulled from freezers and fried to order. The shrimp quality is the same frozen shrimp used throughout the menu. These are small frozen shrimp with coconut breading applied at processing facilities. The breading is engineered for freeze-thaw stability with preservatives and binders maintaining structure through freezing and frying. The coconut breading is artificial. The coconut flavor comes from coconut extract and flavorings in the breading, not from actual coconut flakes properly toasted. Real coconut shrimp uses fresh coconut. Frozen versions use flavored breading. The marmalade sauce is from containers. The orange marmalade dipping sauce is commercial sauce from bulk containers not made fresh from oranges and sugar. It's the same industrial marmalade available at grocery stores. The oil quality affects flavor. The coconut shrimp fry in oil used for all fried items including the Bloomin' onion. The shrimp taste like onions because of shared fryer oil that's been used all day for multiple menu items. The pricing is ridiculous. Outback charges $11 to $13 for frozen coconut shrimp. That costs them maybe $2. You could buy frozen coconut shrimp at grocery stores for $8 to $10 per bag and fry them at home with fresh oil for better flavor. Former employees say coconut shrimp are pure profit items. The frozen shrimp cost pennies, but sell for $12 because customers assume steakhouse quality applies to frozen appetizers. Skip frozen appetizers entirely at restaurants. Number 7. Baby back ribs. These BBQ ribs have concerning preparation methods. The ribs are pre-cooked in advance, then finished when ordered, but the process involves boiling or steaming rather than proper smoking. Employees reveal the fall-off-the-bone texture comes from boiling ribs until tender, not slow smoking over wood. The cooking process contradicts BBQ traditions. Real BBQ ribs get smoked for hours at low temperatures, developing bark and smoky flavor. Outback parboils or steams ribs to tenderize them quickly, then finishes on grills and slathers in sauce. Boiled ribs are not real BBQ. The sauce masks the boiled taste. Heavy BBQ sauce covers the fact that ribs taste boiled or steamed rather than smoked. Real BBQ ribs don't need sauce to be delicious. The sauce at Outback is hiding boiled meat flavor and lack of smoke. The texture is wrong for real BBQ. Fall off the bone sounds good but indicates overcooked boiled ribs. Properly smoked ribs have some resistance. The meat pulls clean from bones but doesn't fall apart. Mushy fall-apart ribs mean boiling, not smoking. The smoke flavor is liquid smoke added during or after cooking. There's minimal or no actual wood smoking happening at Outback. The smoke flavor is chemical, flavoring, not from real smoke over hours of cooking. The pricing is $19 to $24 for boiled ribs that cost maybe $6 or $8. Former employees report the rib preparation is identical to other chains. Boiling for speed, then covering with sauce. Real BBQ restaurants smoke ribs for 4 to 6 hours. Outback boils them in 30 minutes, then calls it BBQ. Number 6. Seared ahi tuna. This seafood appetizer is risky at a steakhouse. The tuna arrives frozen in vacuum-sealed portions from suppliers, not fresh from fish markets. Employees reveal Outback doesn't have the infrastructure or expertise for proper fresh seafood handling during dinner rushes. The tuna quality is frozen sushi-grade tuna. While sushi grade sounds premium, it means frozen to kill parasites per FDA requirements. The tuna has been frozen for shipping and might have been in frozen storage for weeks before being thawed and served. The thawing timing is concerning. Tuna gets thawed in advance for service, meaning it sits thawed for hours before being seared and served. The longer tuna sits thawed, the more quality degrades and food safety risks increase. The searing is minimal. The tuna gets a quick sear on the outside while the center stays raw or barely warmed. The searing is cosmetic for appearance rather than proper cooking that would reduce food safety risks from extended thawing times. The Asian-inspired sauce is from bottles. The ginger soy sauce and wasabi aren't made fresh. They're commercial sauces from containers. The presentation suggests fresh Asian preparation when it's frozen tuna with bottled sauces. The pricing is $14, $16 for an appetizer of frozen tuna. Former employees say seared tuna represents the biggest disconnect. Raw center means relying entirely on freshness and handling, but it's frozen tuna at a beef-focused restaurant. Order seared tuna at sushi restaurants, not steakhouses. Number 5. Chicken tenders. These kids' menu and appetizer items are frozen pre-breaded chicken. The tenders arrive frozen in bags from food service suppliers. Employees reveal there's no fresh chicken breading happening. These are standard frozen chicken tenders from industrial suppliers fried to order. The chicken quality is processed breast meat with added water and sodium. The meat is mechanically formed into tender shapes, breaded at processing facilities, frozen, and shipped. It's chicken nugget quality marketed as tenders to justify higher pricing. The breading contains multiple fillers and preservatives for freeze-thaw stability. The ingredient list includes wheat flour, modified food starch, multiple oils, and extensive preservatives, maintaining structure through freezing and frying. The oil degradation affects flavor. The tenders fry in oil used for Bloomin' onions, fries, and other items. By dinner service, the oil is degraded and picks up flavors from everything fried. Your chicken tastes like onions because of shared fryer oil. The dipping sauces are commercial sauces from bulk containers. The honey mustard, ranch, and BBQ sauces are standard food service products, not made from scratch. Nothing about the tenders is prepared fresh at Outback. Former employees report chicken tenders are what kids order, but adults should avoid. The frozen pre-breaded chicken costs pennies but sells for $9 to $12. Buy better frozen chicken tenders at grocery stores and fry them at home with fresh oil. Number 4. Mac and cheese. This comfort food side has quality issues. The mac and cheese is made from powder mix with added milk and butter, not real cheese sauce from scratch. Employees reveal the cheese powder comes from bulk containers of industrial cheese sauce mix. The pasta quality is standard elbow macaroni from bags. The pasta gets cooked in advance in large batches, then mixed with cheese sauce and held hot or reheated to order. The pasta is overcooked and mushy from batch cooking and reheating processes. The cheese sauce is instant. The powder mix contains dehydrated cheese, starches, artificial colors, and excessive sodium. It's reconstituted with liquid and fat to create sauce, the same process as boxed mac and cheese at home. You're paying $4 for instant mac and cheese that costs Outback pennies per serving. The consistency varies dramatically. Powder mix mac and cheese depends on whoever mixed it, following ratios correctly. Too much powder creates thick paste. Too little creates watery sauce. The quality is unpredictable batch to batch. The nutritional content is concerning. One side of mac and cheese can contain 800 to 1,000 calories and 1,500 mg sodium from the powder mix, butter, and milk. The sodium levels are astronomical for what should be a simple side dish. Former employees say the mac and cheese shocked them when they learned it was powder mix. The steakhouse positioning suggests quality sides, but the mac and cheese is instant boxed mix, assembled in bulk and reheated. Make better mac and cheese at home with real cheese. Number 3. Bloomin' onion. This signature appetizer is frozen pre-cut onion. The onions arrive frozen and pre-cut in the signature blooming pattern from suppliers. Employees revealed there's no hand-cutting of onions happening at Outback. They come pre-cut, pre-shaped, and ready to batter and fry. The onion quality is standard yellow onions that have been mechanically cut at processing facilities. The precise cutting pattern isn't skilled knife work. It's industrial cutting machines creating uniform blooming shapes. The onions are frozen for shipping and might have been in frozen storage for weeks. The batter is from powder mix. The seasoned batter coating the onion is mixed from bulk powder, containing flour, spices, and preservatives. It's not a fresh batter recipe. It's reconstituted powder designed for consistency across locations. The sauce is commercial sauce. The Bloomin' onion sauce is commercial horseradish mayo sauce from bulk containers. It's not made fresh from mayo, horseradish, and spices. It's industrial sauce from the same suppliers serving countless restaurants. The oil quality is particularly concerning. The Bloomin' onion fries in oil used all day for multiple items. The onion absorbs massive amounts of degraded oil that's been used for hours, cooking various fried foods. The last Bloomin' onion of the night tastes completely different from the first because of oil degradation. The nutritional disaster is real. One Bloomin' onion contains 1,150 calories and 154 grams of fat, more than most people's entire daily caloric needs. The fried frozen onion is a calorie bomb that could constitute an entire day of eating. The pricing is $10 to $12 for a frozen pre-cut onion fried in old oil. Former employees report the Bloomin' onion shocked them when they learned it was frozen and pre-cut. The signature status is marketing. It's a frozen onion identical to products available at grocery stores for $4 to $6. Number 2. Lobster tails. This premium seafood is frozen and often overcooked. The lobster tails arrive frozen in vacuum-sealed packages from suppliers, not fresh from seafood markets. Employees reveal Outback is not equipped for proper fresh lobster handling. Everything is frozen for convenience and consistency. The lobster quality is frozen cold water lobster tails. While cold water lobster is better quality than warm water, being frozen for shipping and storage degrades texture significantly. Fresh lobster has sweet, tender meat. Frozen lobster has tougher, less flavorful meat from freeze-thaw effects. The thawing process is rushed. During busy periods, lobster might be thawed too quickly or incompletely. Proper lobster thawing requires time and cold temperature control that doesn't always happen during dinner rushes at steakhouses focused on beef service. The cooking often leads to overcooking. Lobster requires precise timing. Overcooked by even a minute becomes rubbery and tough. Outback kitchens focused on steaks don't have the seafood expertise for perfect lobster timing consistently during high-volume service. The butter is standard drawn butter. The lemon butter for dipping is just melted butter with lemon juice. Nothing special or house-made about it. Fresh garlic, herbs, and quality butter would improve it, but it's standard kitchen butter melted. The pricing is astronomical. Outback charges $25 to $35 for frozen lobster tails that cost them $8 to $12. The markup is enormous for frozen seafood that's often overcooked. Order lobster at seafood restaurants where fresh lobster and proper seafood expertise exist, not at steakhouses where frozen lobster is an afterthought. Number 1. Pasta dishes. Chicken Alfredo, shrimp pasta. Here's the absolute worst according to employees. The pasta is pre-cooked in batches, then reheated to order rather than being cooked fresh. Employees reveal the Alfredo sauce is pre-made from bags or containers, not made fresh from cream, butter, and Parmesan. The pasta cooking process ruins texture. The pasta gets batch cooked to just underdone, then held or refrigerated for reheating during service. When orders come in, pre-cooked pasta gets reheated in sauce or boiling water, then sauced and served. The double cooking creates mushy, overcooked pasta. The Alfredo sauce is industrial product. The cream sauce arrives in bags from suppliers or gets made from powder mix. It's not made fresh from cream, butter, garlic, and real Parmesan cheese. The sauce is the same industrial Alfredo available at grocery stores in jars. The proteins are frozen add-ons. The chicken in chicken Alfredo is frozen chicken breast chunks. The shrimp are frozen bag shrimp. Neither protein is cooked specifically for pasta. They're the same frozen proteins used throughout the menu, reheated and added to pasta. The vegetables are minimal and often frozen. The broccoli or spinach in pasta dishes comes from frozen vegetable bags. There's no fresh vegetable prep happening for pasta dishes. Everything is frozen, bagged, or pre-cooked. The portion manipulation is concerning. The pasta dishes look substantial but contain more sauce than pasta and protein. The bowl appears full because of liquid sauce, but actual pasta and protein portions are small. You're paying $17 to $22 primarily for reheated noodles and bagged sauce. The reheating process affects flavor. The Alfredo sauce breaks and separates when reheated, creating oily texture and grainy consistency. The pasta absorbs excess sauce, becoming bloated and mushy. The quality degrades significantly from the batch cooking and reheating processes. Former employees universally identify pasta dishes as the absolute worst value. Every component is frozen, bagged, or pre-cooked, then assembled and reheated during service. You're paying steakhouse prices for microwave assembly of convenience products. Make pasta at home for 1 or 5 the cost with infinitely better quality using fresh ingredients and proper cooking technique. Beyond the 10 worst foods, employees warn about 3 more items. Bonus 1. Honey wheat Bushman bread. This signature bread isn't made from scratch. The dough arrives frozen in pre-portioned loaves from suppliers. Employees reveal the bread gets thawed, proofed, and baked at locations, but it's not made from scratch. The honey butter is real butter mixed with honey, but the bread itself is frozen industrial dough with preservatives for freeze-thaw stability. The baked fresh daily claim means baking frozen dough, not making bread from flour, yeast, and water. Bonus 2. Aussie cheese fries. These loaded fries are frozen fries with bagged cheese sauce and pre-cooked bacon. The fries are standard frozen French fries from food service bags. The cheese sauce is the same processed cheese sauce used on other menu items, from bags or powder mix with added liquid. The bacon is pre-cooked bacon from packages, not fresh bacon. You're paying $8 for frozen fries with processed cheese sauce and reheated bacon. Bonus 3. Chocolate Thunder from Down. Under this signature dessert is entirely frozen. The brownie is frozen brownie product that gets microwaved. The ice cream is standard food service ice cream. The chocolate sauce is from bottles. The whipped cream is from cans. Nothing is made from scratch. Employees reveal all desserts are frozen products microwaved or plated. You're paying $9.11 for microwaved frozen dessert with canned toppings. You've now heard from employees about the 10 worst foods at Outback, plus 3 bonus items to avoid. The pattern is undeniable. Outback is quality steaks surrounded by frozen convenience food using pre-cut onions, frozen seafood, powder mix sides, and bagged sauces that don't justify steakhouse pricing. The fundamental issue is focus versus variety. Outback does steaks well because that's the core competency. But trying to offer seafood, pasta, ribs, and extensive appetizers means relying on frozen components and convenience products. The menu diversity requires shortcuts that undermine quality on non-steak items. The Australian theme is marketing without substance. Nothing about the Bloomin' Onion, Aussie cheese fries, or other Australian items is authentically Australian. The Outback imagery creates atmosphere while hiding ordinary American casual dining food using frozen and convenience products. The pricing doesn't reflect actual ingredient quality on non-steak items. Outback charges steakhouse prices for frozen lobster, pre-cut frozen onions, and powder mix mac and cheese that cost them minimal amounts. The steaks are decent value. Everything else is overpriced convenience food. Better options exist for non-steak foods. BBQ restaurants smoke ribs properly rather than boiling them. Seafood restaurants handle lobster and fish correctly. Italian restaurants cook pasta to order rather than reheating pre-cooked noodles. Steakhouses should focus on steak. The rest is afterthought menu items using shortcuts. If you must eat at Outback, stick to what they do well, steak. Order a quality cut cooked properly with simple sides. Avoid seafood, pasta, ribs, and signature appetizers that are frozen products, masking their convenience food origins with Australian marketing. Share this information with friends and family who order variety at Outback, thinking all items match steak quality. They deserve to understand the frozen Bloomin' Onion, boiled ribs, and bagged Alfredo sauce behind the steakhouse marketing and Australian theme. Now do me a favor. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the hidden menu and tell us in the comments. Were you shocked the Bloomin' Onion is frozen and pre-cut? Will you stick to steak at Outback from now on? At the hidden menu, we believe in food transparency, employee perspectives, and helping people understand when steakhouse quality applies to beef, but not to frozen convenience food disguised with Australian branding. Stop ordering pasta and seafood at steakhouses. Stick to what they actually do well,